Welcome to NRP On Demand. With the Spanish-American War over, the United States had control of all these territories, and it was President William McKinley that argued the pro-imperial side most effectively. His essential argument was that the Filipinos were savages and they could not govern themselves, so therefore it was the United States government's responsibility to control them. Should sound like a very familiar argument. This is essentially the social Darwinist argument that allowed us to go into these other territories anyways. That these non-white populations were savages, and the United States needed to teach them Christianity, capitalism, and democracy because they couldn't figure it out for themselves. This is very similar to that Jim Crow argument in the South as well. The same racial prejudice that's going on in the South for segregation is also being applied to these non-white populations in these little island countries. The Supreme Court backed up this pro-imperial argument, taking away the anti-imperial argument that these peoples would ruin our democracy. Essentially, the Supreme Court came to a decision in what's known as the Insular cases that would insulate the United States away from these savage peoples. Their terms, not mine. Basically, the Supreme Court said that the Constitution does not follow the flag, that just because the United States controls a territory does not mean that the people living there get the same rights and responsibilities as people that live in the continental United States. So when we took over a territory like Puerto Rico, they would not be made a state. They would just remain a territory of the United States and wouldn't get the same rights that you or I would get. This means that the United States essentially turned into a colonial power. We took colonies in places like Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Guam, the Philippines, and this made those populations very angry and resentful against the United States. As I said before, the Filipinos had been fighting against the Americans very early on. Thank you for joining us with this NRP On Demand broadcast. For more information on the National Reconstitution Project, our mission, or the projects, please visit our website listed below.